Hello and welcome. This is Transport Fever2 and this is our project MegaCity. And if you were here in the last episode, you may remember that we tried to tackle all the traffic problems in this part of the city. We got it almost done. We built this big transport hub here where a lot of the lines are meeting, and we managed to cover almost the entire area up here. The aim was to have every single house in a walking distance of either a bus or a tram stop. Unfortunately, the video got too long and we didn't quite finish that. So if we just have a look, these two areas here are not covered yet by public transport. We also have a bit of a gap here. So we start today's episode by creating two bus lanes. We're gonna have one running down here, or maybe this is probably gonna be a tram because it looks like it's gonna be very busy. This is more suburban, so down here we're just gonna have a bus lane. This line here will definitely feed into the transport hub. I feel like this is too far south, so we're just gonna have this run on its own and connect to both of those tram lines so people can get to the transport hub that way. And then I think we need to tackle probably the biggest problem in the city, which is the connections across the river. We have 3 bridges so far. They're all completely overwhelmed by traffic. We also have a railway bridge, but that's, that doesn't help people that are not using the railways. So to tackle that, my plan is to add 2 more bridges, one here and one here, and maybe even another bridge here, but this would then only be for buses and pedestrian. It's kind of an idea I have. Now, in terms of bridges, these 2 would allow for shipping lanes to be underneath them. This one doesn't, it's too low. It would be a huge thing. We would have to rebuild a lot of stuff to have high bridges, high enough to have ships going through. Plus, it's the end of the map, so I'm not going to be too bothered. We're just going to build them across the river in a straight line. And if ships don't pass underneath, that's fine. If we ever go down the shipping route, I think the harbor will be here and going that way. So that's the plan for today. So the first thing we're going to do is build our tram line. Luckily, we upgraded all the roads in the last episode. So all we have to do now is put down some stops, and then we create the lines. Okay, let's jump into a time lapse and see how it goes. Okay, and just like that, we have a new bus line, two circles running in opposite directions. So we have 7A, 7B, and here we have a new tram line running all the way around here. Again, two lines running in opposite directions. So now we need to have, do the task that is always the most difficult for me, which is to choose the correct bus. I think this line down here, it doesn't look very busy. It's mostly, small private houses. So I think we might even get away with something like this. Although 18 is a very low number. 18 passengers, 21 passengers. That seems like a good compromise. Yeah, let's do that. And let's give them two different colors. So let's get 6 for now. 5, 6. Maintenance very high, and this is going to be bus line 7A, and these ones are going to be bus line 7B. Okay, so next we need to deal with the tram. This is a pretty long tram line going through very busy areas, so I think we need to go for a high density tram, if that makes sense, high capacity tram. So let's come in here. What's the best one we have? 45, 54, so this one, 54. So how many do we want? Let's go all out, let's get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because they all have the same color, let's change the color. So let's make this one red. And maintenance high. And then we give this to tram line 8 alpha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. Let's make these ones dark green, and they are going to be tram line 8 Bravo. Now, have we ensured that every single house is now connected to public transport? Not quite. There's a bit of a dead spot here in this area, and also right here at the bottom. Maybe we feed this into a train or a tram or a bus line that will cross the river, because I think, to be honest with you, that is the most pressing problem we have right now in this city. It's just the sheer number of people that want to cross the bridge and get stuck. The other thing is the tram lines that do cross the bridge are super busy. You can see here tram line 3, A and B are hopelessly overcrowded. So I think here 123 people waiting. So one thing I think we need to do is increase capacity. So what we're going to do is, let's see, we do have quite a lot of trams, but let's just give them higher capacity ones. So this is 2 alpha. The highest capacity one is this one. So let's swap them out. Let's make them red, and then let's add shall we add 4 more? Okay, and I mean, if that doesn't help, then I don't know what to do. Let's do the same here. We swap them out for this one. We add 4 more. Copy. Nice maintenance. Blue is fine. And then we'll do the same here as well for 3A, 3B. They actually have quite old trams, I can see here. So, and not that many. Yeah, this looks okay. They all meet here. 2 Bravo, 54. Okay. Right. Again, this needs filling in. And again, we have a bit of a problem. Although I think this may be because they're just coming out here of the depot. So this is just causing a bit of a traffic jam. Hopefully this will sort itself out. You can see here lots of trams waiting. Okay, bridges. The first bridge I want to build is here. I think this is a good spot. Now, I think what we'll do, we'll build a nice wide road from here, turn this into a nice wide road as well, and this as well, and that will feed in there with bus lanes, and then we can use that for another bus or tram line. So let's do this first, and then we'll do the same here. We have a nice wide road here, and that can just come across somewhere here. So a bit of rework, but I hope that it will help with the problems we have right now. Let's do this in a time lapse. Okay, after a further survey of the situation, this was my final decision. So we're gonna have we have a new bridge here, we have a new one here, and we have a new one here. All of them are 4 lanes, but with a bus lane. So this already hints at the idea that these are, well, should be used mainly by buses and trams, and hopefully this will get rid of some of the traffic on the existing bridges. Now, of course, that means we're now gonna have to create some new lines to deal with this. This part of the city here is completely untouched when it comes to public transport. I'm not sure I want another line here because it's already at capacity. I think what I discussed with you in the first episode will have to happen. We have to remove this stadium. The location here is just too valuable for public transport. This should be our transport hub here, where we have lots of lines meeting. Like I said, we only have this one bus stop and this one tram stop where all the lines are meeting, and yeah, it's just not working out. So I'm not sure where this stadium will go and the big car park, but for the time being, I think we're gonna remove it. We're gonna build a nice big transport hub here, and then we're gonna start thinking about how we're gonna connect these parts of the city in a nice and efficient way. We're also gonna move all these tram lines here into the transport hub, and hopefully this will help with the chaos that we have right now. I mean, this is because we just added some more trams, but still, you know, we essentially have a tram traffic jam running all the way back there. So let's remove this here, and let's remove, shall we remove the entire car park? I mean, we don't need that much space for transport hub, but the car park without the stadium looks a bit lost in my opinion, and it's not even being utilized. So maybe we can use this piece of land for something else. Let's see. I've just deleted the collision thing by mistake. We'll fix that in a minute. Go to assets. Collision. Here we are. So by placing this down, you essentially tell the game not to build anything here. I'll do this off camera. Let's concentrate on this first. Okay, so we've deleted all that stuff. Now the thinking is, what do we do here? I kind of like the look of this. I wonder if we could turn this into just a bigger hub with the grass here. I think the first thing that needs to happen is that we're going to extend these roads down here and feed into this big road here. I think that would make sense. So let's get rid of that. We're going to have to get rid of that. And then we come here to roads. And we just build in a straight line from here. That's not a straight line. Maybe we need to come from here. That's gonna be difficult. Okay, well in that case, you gotta go. And let's see if that helps. Yeah, that's better. And then we do the same here. There we are. We upgrade this road. So now we have a nice, you know, high capacity road system here in place. Whilst we're at it, I think we should think about upgrading a few roads here, because we're gonna need to have some tram and bus lines running here as well. So let's do this. And then here through the city center, absolutely need to upgrade that as well. Let's do it like this. And then another one here. And maybe, yeah, let's go this way as well. So the blue lines are where we are able to have tram and bus lines. And I think this covers almost everything now. Good. So then the idea is that we're gonna have the existing lines run through here, linking up with this, and then we have another line crossing the bridge, linking up with this. And hopefully this will make it more attractive. Let me think about what we're gonna do here. How we're gonna build a nice, efficient transport hub. Okay, so this is what we've ended up with for the time being. By the way, this is by no means finished. This is just a work in progress. I just wanted to put some things down so you have a rough idea of what I have in mind. As you can see, we have capacity for quite a lot of lines. I've already diverted all the existing lines to run through here. So we have 6 tram lines coming in here now. And hopefully by bypassing this part here, this is gonna help a bit with traffic. So I'm not sure what to do with this part here. Either I let the game do its own thing, or we'll think of something. In any case, this now gives us the capacity to add another tram line. So the Ulster city center definitely needs a tram line. So we're gonna run here in a circle. Probably maybe come down here, or shall we do this? Let's go here, here, go down here, and then do this big circle and loop back. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And this middle one is then gonna cross this new bridge and gonna run here in this part of the city, which is called Ulster Witham. So first let's take care of the city center. Let's place some bus stops and then create a line. Okay, so we have added another tram line, which is now running here through Ulster city center in a big circle. So it's basically two lines, you know, one way, the other way. And then we have added our first bus line, which is going to leave from here. It's a there and back, so it's gonna come down here across the bridge and then turn around here and then come back. So once again, we need to think about how we're gonna, or what kind of vehicles we want to have. I feel like this depot, which I really like, is a really nice asset, would be better here. I think this is what we're gonna do. So if we go to road, buildings, I think, what is it called? It's a very good question now. Here, that's it. It's called a museum, train museum. Will it fit? No, of course it won't. But it should fit this way, no? If we... no. Okay, I'm gonna have to fiddle with this, but I do want it here because I think it would fit perfectly right here. Something like this. Or maybe here in the middle. That might be better. Let's try. Okay, and then we're gonna build another road here. Street. I believe this is one of these. Yeah. Can we upgrade this? No, it's part of the asset. So, in theory, this should work. So we're gonna get rid of this one here. Again, we're gonna think of something to do here. Yeah, that looks much nicer, I think. We're gonna add some more stuff around it to sort of, you know, embed it in this part of the city. Let's extend this road here. No, no, no. There we are. Okay, so we need to buy some trams and buses. So we need to buy both. Let's start with the buses. So they're gonna run across the river. I think we need a lot of capacity. 30, 26, 21, 48. That one is very good. Shall we go all out? 48? Yeah, let's do it. And 10? Yeah. So citizens will have no excuse, you know, not to use the bus. So this is going to be bus line, where is it? It's a there and back. So it's just bus line 8, I believe. Yeah. Has a pink color. I don't want pink buses, but we can make them maybe, I don't know, let's make them like an orangey color. Yeah. Okay, bus line 8. Off you go. Is this also a tram depot or just, yes it is. Okay, so tram line 9A and 9B is the new one. This is city center stuff. I'm gonna go for high capacity. So we're gonna have the line is not that long. Let's go for 6. And color wise, these ones can be red. And they're gonna go to 9A. Oh, that was rubbish. Tram line 9A, and then we'll buy some more. And you go to tram line 9B. The question is about the color. Let's give them a light, no, a light green. Yeah, why not? Okay, and that's line 9B. Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit better about this city. Let's speed up the simulation. I think we're going in the right direction. I mean, looking at this, it doesn't look like it. But the game has been paused for quite a while. The new bridge is already very popular, but I think it's gonna help once we have all the trams and buses running here. Let's see up here. This is also a new bridge, again very popular. And this bridge here, also very popular. Hopefully once we introduce more lines across the river, this is going to help. For the time being, I think we're gonna leave it there. I will let this simulation run for a while to give all the buses and trams a chance to, you know, feed themselves into the system, and then we're gonna leave it there. Okay, so everything has settled down. Unfortunately, 2 or 3 trams got stuck somewhere. I had to remove them and repurchase them, but for the time being, everything seems to be running smoothly. So let's see how this works out. I'm gonna let the game run for a while and see how many people are actually willing to switch to our amazing public transport. I think this is enough for this video, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, all the best. Bye bye.